Graded stakes racing continues, and this time we go to Gulfstream Park, the Sunshine State. It's the first Grade 1 of 2021. 12 horses have entered for the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, starting with the rail. And one of the more exciting horses in the last few months has been the rise of Sleepy-Eyed Todd. He's going for the Grand Slam. He's going to try to be the first horse to win the Gus Bosselman King of the Ring, the Charlestown, the Lafayette, and the Pegasus World Cup. But he does come in good form, and his last race at Gulfstream Park was a good tune-up at a shorter distance. He does draw inside of the other's speed, and his recent Brisnet speed figures do put him competitively, but I think he's going to be a little bit outclassed, and I just don't think he can get a 1 1/8 in a truly run two-turn race. His morning line is 8-1. 15-1 shot Coastal Defense comes in here to Gulfstream Park. Going to try to win it from a pace-pressing style in this race. I think he's a little bit longer than that. My personal line has him about 25-1. I'm not really seeing an advantage where he's going to be able to chase some of the front runners, and I'm not sure he can really hold off the classier Grade 1 closers, Grade 2 closers in this spot. Coastal Defense is going to be a toss for me on current form and the class level Grade 1 and just running style in this spot. Independence Hall is very interesting. He had a huge Brisnet speed figure as a 2-year-old, started to train a little bit as a 3-year-old, then went onto the shelf. They came back in the 7 furlong Malibu Stakes the last time out. He was definitely outclassed by Charlatan. He didn't really run that day, but the trainer of this one, Michael McCarthy, won this a couple years back with City of Light on the slop. I've always thought Independence Hall could be a good horse. I like the fact that he's stretching back out off the 7 furlongs, but you really have to grasp here for some hidden class, and I think he's got that. I think he'll run better than people expect. I'm just not sure Independence Hall can win this race. Definitely one you want to consider for maybe on in 2021 and at the bottom half of the exotics in this. Knicks Go is going to be the most likely race favorite. 3 straight wins for new trainer Brad Cox. Went undefeated in 2020, and that culminated with a big ass fans dirt mile victory. He was bet down early that day, bet down to 6-5 right off the first flash. Never really went above that, went off at 1.80-1 odds, and drew off with authority after setting 21-4, 44-2, 108 and change fractions. Was it the surface, or is Knicks Go the now horse? He's won 3 in a row. He dominated all 3 of those wins in 2020. He's got to go a 1 1/8. He hasn't done that. He's got to do it against Grade 1 company, and he's got a little bit of other pace pressure in this race with horses like Sleepy-Eyed Todd, can maybe make that middle race move. But Knicks Go off a little bit of a layoff, Breeders' Cup winner, and definitely most likely race favorite in this spot. Jesus Team continues to outrun his odds, ran a big race in the Haskell, came back the last time out at Gulfstream Park, got a nice win over the surface. That was on the Claiming Crown day. Should like the distance. He's got a little bit of the class, and if he can work out a good trip, Jesus Team definitely one to consider at 8-1 odds. Kiss Today Goodbye was the upset winner the last time out. Everybody went towards Mucho Gusto, but down the lane it was Mike Smith getting a good trip, winning at Santa Anita. Now he's got to go to the Sunshine State, try to transfer that form. He is a good closer. He's going to be coming along with horses like Code of Honor and Math Wizard. And I think Kiss Today Goodbye, he had a race earlier this summer in 2020 that kind of puts him in the mix in the shared belief. Definitely a long shot at 15-1, but one I'm going to be throwing into my ticket. Tax ran in the Pegasus World Cup last year, never got on track against motorweight winner Mucho Gusto, but a tough Brisnet speed figure in the prep for this race. He ran away from the field. He's an older horse. He seems to be getting better than some of his earlier races, and I like the spacing coming into this race off that prep. He was able to train a lot of workouts going into that prep. He should be fit, and the trainer of this one, Danny Gargan, does a good horse. He doesn't have a lot of horses, but he does well in these types of races, and I think Tax is definitely one to consider coming just off the pace. He should be able to track the pace setter Knicks Go in this spot and possibly get first run on Code of Honor and Kiss Me Today Goodbye. Harper's first ride invades from Maryland. He's a little bit outclassed in this spot. He's got to go up to the grade 1 level, facing other speed in this race. He's going to be a toss. Now, Last Judgment is another horse that you do have to consider off current form. I think he's got that grade 2 class. Not sure he wants to go 1 1/8 against grade 1 horses. But Last Judgment, Paco Lopez, the local jock, he's going to come from off the pace. Can he bring it back on 1 week's rest and win the Pegasus World Cup? We'll find out Saturday, but he ain't going to be on my tickets. Code of Honor, most likely second favorite. Disappointed the last time out in the Clark Handicap. Didn't have a good run against the impressive Vacoma in the Met Mile. Kind of never really got on track in 2020. I think they're going to run it back in 2021, try to hit some of these big races. He's been working forwardly for this race. Tyler Gaff Leone rides, and Code of Honor is definitely at the best of his game. He can win this race. I think he's going to run a good race. Is he going to hang a little bit? That's what you worry about. He always seems to make that move to get in a position, but his best races probably have been at 1 mile to 1 1/8. Code of Honor seems to be primed to run a good race here at Gulfstream Park in the Pegasus World Cup. Dale Roman sends out Mr. Freeze. Again, another one who ran in the Pegasus last year. On his best day, he likes to wing it on the front end. He drew outside of the other speed in Knicks Go, and Knicks Go only knows one way to win. But if Mr. Freeze, who has tracked a few times, he could maybe lay a little bit off the pace and try to make a run here. I think he's going to get a good trip. He seems to be working forwardly, and I think all indications are he's going to run a good race in this spot. The outside horse is Math Wizard, the upset winner of the Pennsylvania Derby as a 3-year-old. Didn't really make a mark the last time out in the prep race for this race. Tax kind of drew away down the stretch, but I think Math Wizard, even though he draws outside, can close with some of the other closers. Knicks Go is the speed. Sleepy-Eyed Todd is going to make a mid-race move. Tax is capable of pace setting, and then the two closers are Math Wizard and Code of Honor. I'm going to go with Tax in this spot. I also think Code of Honor runs a big shot, and Kiss Today Goodbye also is going to be my third selection. I'm not a believer in Knicks Go going 1 1/8, especially off a little bit of the bench. He was really primed in all 3 of his races last year. If he opens up 6-5 on the board, that means he's probably continuing to work out well. But he was ridden to the lead. He was a need-to-lead type in all 3 races last year. If he's not ridden aggressively, I think if anybody puts the pressure on mid-race, that could set it up for a closer. That's a look at the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup Invitational for 2021. And we've also got a preview of the Smarty Jones Stakes. Don't forget, on Mondays, we come at you with the 3-year-old scene on the Future book. Leave a comment. Who do you like in the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup?